So this morning's theme is the body as an object of meditation. So when Heinz Grill talks about meditation, he talks about how we always need to have, on the one hand, a meditator, and on the other hand, an object. And he talks about a duality between the meditator and the object in which we're meditating. The two are experienced as separate from each other. So the more we can experience the object as an object, the more we also experience ourself in contrast. So when we do yoga, we can regard our own body as an object of meditation. We can experience, if you like, a duality between ourself and the body as an object. And this is what I want to focus on this morning. We're going to do various different positions, but the sentence that I'd like to read to you is about this process of building an objective relationship with our own body. And it goes like this: we begin in duality. We experience ourselves in duality, and slowly but surely, we develop a growing relationship to our object of meditation, which in other words is the body. So, would you like to come into a standing position? Let's start with the experience which is described in an article on Heinz Grill's website. It's called The Weightlessness of the Flowing Breath. And in this exercise, we experience the air around us as an object. We experience ourselves in relationship to the air around us. The movement happens like this, with very simple arm movements. We can do these together, and you can experience this surrounding air as an object. You yourself are at the center. The object of air surrounds you. With this surrounding air, you can also experience your own breath. It happens very naturally and very freely. But we experience the air and the breath as an object, distinct from our own self. And then relax. Let's just roll down and hang. Just again, allowing the breath to flow freely and experiencing that breath as a distinct object. Then you can glide back up again through that air, coming up into the standing half moon, and take the hands by your sides. Let's come into the sun prayer. Let's stay for this first round with the air around us as an object. Hands together. Take the arms up into that surrounding air, and then bend forwards as if you're turning away from that space around you. Take the right foot back. Open up once again, taking your arms up into that surrounding space. Then come into the plank. We'll keep the movements nice and easy to start with. Take the knees down, chest and face down, and slide along the ground. And open into the cobra, experiencing the space around you. Then turn away from that space in the downward dog. Right foot forward. Opening up once again. Experiencing the breath and the space. Other foot forward. Come up once again. Breathing. growing, and take the hands down. Hands together, growing, and come forwards. Left foot back, opening up, plank, knees, chest and face down, cobra, triangle, left foot forward, half moon, other foot forward, and rising up once again into that open, airy space, and take the hands down. So let's come to another forward bend, but this time we're going to experience the feet and the legs a bit more firmly. You can feel those feet, the object this time being the feet and the legs and that ground underneath your feet. Let's keep the legs really firm. Just come into this forward bend, but experience this object in a very clear, concrete way in relation to yourself. The feet on the ground, the legs firm and solid. And then come up once again. Remaining aware of those firm feet and legs. And take the hands down. Let's do another round of the sun prayer, and let's remain with that awareness, firm feet and legs as our object of observation, hands together. As you take the arms up, be aware of the feet on the ground. Come down, aware of the feet and the legs, good, firm and strong. Right foot back, and we can grow towards the earth, keeping the upper body light and free. Then come into the plank, good firm line. Take the knees down, chest and face down, and slide along the ground. Firm legs on the ground. And then downward dog. Right foot forward, moving towards the earth with the legs really growing and opening up gently. And then the other foot forward. Firm feet and legs. Rise up again and grow. And take the hands down. Stay with the same awareness. Good, firm, strong, grounded feet and legs. That's the object of our observation. We have our own self and we build a relationship to these legs. We can feel them approaching the ground. The upper body opens up quite freely. Come into the plank. Good firm line. Knees, chest and face down. Cobra. Triangle. Left foot forward. Good base. Rising up. Other foot forward. Coming up once again. Growing. And take the hands down. Let's do another, we'll take another object now for our observation. This time, this region here, the solar plexus. Let's take a step forward, and as we observe this as our object, we can feel it stretching. This is our object, but we ourselves are the observers of this object. Solar plexus chakra. Come down again, and the other side, a good step. taking our awareness to this central part of the body, lifting. That is our object of observation, and we feel that stretch coming into being more and more, coming down again. So let's do another round of the sun prayer, and this time we can be aware of the active stretching and lengthening from that center. Take the hands together, take the arms up, actively stretching and really growing from the third center. Take the hands down and look towards the ground. Take the right foot back, grow into both legs, and now observing that solar plexus center, your object of observation. Then come into the plank, good firm line. Knees down, chest and face down, slide along the ground. Be aware of that solar plexus region stretching up in the cobra. Then downward dog. Again, the middle of your back can really lengthen. Right foot forward, growing into both legs, and come up into the half moon, and now stretch more from the solar plexus, growing higher and higher. And then the other foot forward, looking towards the ground. Come up once again. Be aware of the solar plexus. So we bring about an extending, a lengthening. Take the hands down. Hands together. Take the arms up. Growing from the solar plexus, growing longer and longer. Then come forwards. Left foot back. Lengthening through both legs, now growing upwards, lengthening out of the solar plexus more and more. Then come into the plank, knees, chest and face down. Cobra. And then triangle, long back. Left foot forward, be aware of the solar plexus. You grow into both legs. You rise up, lengthening more and more. And then the other foot forward, looking towards the ground. And then rise up once again and grow from the solar plexus, lengthening right the way up. And take the hands down. So for our next position, we'll come to the lying triangle on the back. So for this one, as our object of observation, we will observe the triangle, the form that we make with the body. So in this position, we have the base of the triangle formed by the back. We have one side of the triangle formed by this leg. And we have the third side of the triangle formed with the arm. We make a clear triangular form. If you can't reach your foot, then you can make the triangle like that or like that. But in any case, we can observe the triangle. So start just with making a horizontal line along the ground. The head is always relaxed so that you can have that clear sense of observing. Be aware of your back touching the ground. And then take one leg actively up and stretch through the horizontal leg as well. Then gently finish off the triangle with the arm. Breath stays free. You observe this object of the triangle, clear form. Come back down. Be aware of the horizontal line that forms your base. Raise the other leg to form the vertical line and finish off the triangle with the arm. Just pause so you can observe that object. Come back down again. Remain aware of that horizontal line. Free breath. Raise the first leg, forming the triangle. We begin in a duality between ourself and this object, the triangle. Come back down again. Be aware of the base of the triangle. Raise up the other leg and finish the triangle with the arm. We experience ourselves in this duality, ourself and the object, the triangle. Come back down again. Experience the horizontal line. The head is relaxed. And one last time, coming up on the first side. Slowly but surely, we form a relationship to this object of meditation, which is the triangle. Come back down again. And the other side. We experience a relationship to the object of meditation. And come back down. Just be aware of your free breath. And come back up to a sitting position. So for the next exercise, we're going to experience our solar plexus once again as our object, but in a different position. This time we're going to do the preparation for the plough. So for this movement, you can roll into this position with the legs over your head. And you can either just keep your arms behind you on the floor, or if you prefer, you can support your back with your hands. Or if you're able to, you can take one arm and then the second arm above your head. The object of our observation now is going to be this solar plexus chakra. So you can come into this position whenever you're ready. Make sure you keep your breath free. Because with free breath, it gives us much more space to clearly observe in this objective way. The object of observation is the solar plexus region in the middle of the back. We experience a relationship of duality between ourself and this object. And then take the hands behind your back once again and roll back down and relax. So the next exercise that we'll do is the fish. So in the fish, we can bring a more active work of arching into our spine. Would you like to take your arms right underneath your body for the fish, legs flowing out along the ground, and then come right up onto your elbows, and you can start to lift up the rib cage. Let's do this really quite actively so we can experience this movement. And eventually you lift up the rib cage, you lift up the chest, and then you drop the head right back. the legs flow away. And then come back down again. So when we do the fish, it's good to really experience it in a differentiated way. The more we can experience this object of our meditation, in other words, the body, in a subdivided or differentiated kind of form, then the clearer our relationship with that object is going to become. So in the fish, we can divide it into 3 parts. We've got the legs, which flow away. We've got as our center, particularly the thoracic spine between the shoulder blades. You might like to just do this, drawing your shoulder blades together, squeezing them a bit together so that you can feel that gathering now in between the shoulder blades. That's the focal center of our observation. And the final section is the head, which, as you know, drops back and relaxes. So let's do the fish once again, but this time observing our object in this more precise and differentiated way. So taking the arms right underneath your body, palms side by side. The first section is the legs, which flow away. Then rise up onto your elbows. And the second section is the middle part of your body, your rib cage, which lifts up really actively. And the third section is the head that drops back. In the fish, you can observe in a particularly focused way that region between your shoulder blades. And then come out of the position again. And come up to a sitting position. So we're going to finish with an exercise which lends itself particularly appropriately to this theme of observing our own body as an object of meditation. And this is the head to knee position, which has as one of its main, a sentence which Heinz Grill uses to describe its meaning is going into matter, because we experience our own body as matter, as a material object. Let's first of all begin by experiencing the legs. If you sit with the legs straightened out like this, if it's easier to sit on a cushion to have your back upright, then do so. Otherwise, just stay on the floor. But in any case, you can experience the legs in their clear form. Feet are together and upright, not dropping out to the sides, but everything very clear. And then the spine, you can have a good upright spine. Solar plexus is the central chakra from which you lift. Let's experience that active stretching with the arms raised as the back lifts up. And finally, you can experience the top region. The head is very light and free. The arms are light and free. The hands just gently relaxed. Come back down again. So in this starting position, we're experiencing our threefold structure, the legs, the solar plexus, and then the free head and arms. Once again then, feet and legs are firm, lifting from the center, and then gliding up, breath flowing. and come back down again. Okay, so let's come forwards in a bit more of a dynamic way. Let's come outwards like this now, stretching a bit more from the middle of your back and coming back up. Because it's the morning, we need to do a few dynamic movements to really get the body moving a bit more. Take the hands down and take the arms up. Once again, leaning forwards, stretching out from the center, from the solar plexus, gliding right through and back up once again, and stretch up, lengthening, fingers relaxed and coming down. One more time, actively up, stretching the arms up, growing from the solar plexus, coming forwards and streaming out lengthways, actively lengthening. Let's take the hands down gently to the feet now this time. Good long back, firm legs, face relaxed, breath flowing. Come back again, stretching up, growing a little bit more. Hands down. This time we're going to come even further forwards. Take the arms up, stretching out and gliding forwards. A little bit longer this time. Look beyond your hands, stretching out more, lengthening out a little bit more, and a little bit more. And then take the hands down once again, wherever you can manage. Breath flowing freely. And return once again, stretching actively up, really growing and lengthening, and taking the hands down. Right, so we'll come finally then to the head to knee position and hold it for a little bit longer. In fact, I'm going to take my watch off and put it next to me, and we're going to try and hold it for a minute. It seems like quite a long time holding the head to knee position for a minute, but that long holding time is what gives us the opportunity to start to get this objective relationship with our body, to experience our own self and the body as an object. So let's start then with the experience of the legs firmly on the ground. The spine is the part that really lengthens, the arms stay free. Let's move into the starting position, stretching out, growing from the middle, face and head relaxed, the arms and the hands relaxed, growing longer and longer, finding your way further and further into the position. Stretch out one more time, right out far, and then take the hands gently down to the feet. So we're going to hold the position for 1 minute, and we can experience our own self in a duality to this object that we observe. Let's observe the different parts of this object. We've got the legs on the ground, they form the firm base. We've got the back, which lengthens, that's more active. And finally, we've got the free section, the arms, the head. Also, the breathing can be experienced in its free flow. We've got this object in its threefold structure. And we've got ourself in a relationship to the object. And then you can come back up once again, stretching right up high, growing a little bit longer. And take the hands down behind you. Let's finish off just with a stretch in the opposite direction, taking your one arm up, actively stretching right through, and then the other arm Stretching through, tightening the spine. Take the hands down, and if you'd like to just finish off with the inclined plane, you can come right up like this with your hips, drop the head back, let the breath flow. And you can really experience this object as a very concrete object now, your body, as you let the breath flow. And come back down again. And come up to a sitting position. So our theme for today was to experience our own self in relationship to the body. We regard the body as our object of meditation, and we experience ourselves in a duality with this object. So let's finish our session there.